one. I'm just going to do some process videos, so there will be a few of these on how I make my journals. I've chose to do a little 6x4 one for this. I'm using a cereal box. It's not a cereal box, that's not cereal, is it? That is a Jubbly Ice Lolly Cola box, and I've just cut it down to size. I've got my spine is 1.5 inches wide, obviously by 6, so it's not going to be super chunky. So what I'm going to do first, I've picked a paper that I'm going to use for my cover, and I start off by adding some double-sided tape, and I honestly don't go all the way around. I just put 3 strips on it, like so. On this one here I will do 3 again, just to make sure the spine is nice and secure. And 3 on this one. Just like so. So that's that. Excuse me. So that's the paper that I'm using, so I'll just flip that round, and I do try and excuse me, line it up so I've got something, you know, a guide to. So what I normally do is space it out to make sure that I've got enough around the edges to fold in. And I've got no nails, so I'm struggling here getting the tape off, and I do sometimes just use one of my craft knives. And I think my dog's going to start barking in a minute, so I do apologise if she starts barking. So just centre them like so, and then it's easier to line up the other 2, the front and the back cover, once you've put the middle piece on. So you just, I normally give just enough, obviously, to let it kind of open, because you don't want that hitting that, otherwise your book won't close properly, and then your paper will crack as well. So just do the same this side, like so. Then I'm just going to cut. Oh, I got something stuck to my scissors from the last project. So I'm just going to cut along. It doesn't have to be perfect because you are going to cover it over. Actually, this is a bit too much, so I'm just going to go around it a little bit more. And when it comes to the corners, I've seen so many different ways of doing it, and sometimes I've done it and I've ended up with a gap in the corner because I haven't mitered it properly. So what I do now is I just take the scissors just to about here, take it in but not quite touching, corner and out, so it's more or less like that, and I don't have any problems with it like that. Worked well with me, because there's nothing worse than doing all this and then, you know, you can see the gap. And the last one. Just like so. Then I would normally use, I can't find it, I don't know what I've done with it, my embossing tool. I'll probably put it away somewhere nice and safe when I've tidied. Oh, there it is. I have got a few, and some of them are indoors because I've got an embossing thing. Can't remember what it was called now. And this one of the ends fell off. But I just use that and I go around the edges And this, I knew she'd start barking. But, do apologise. Lila. Lila. And then just fold them over. Like so. And then you go around with, oops, your tape. You can use wet glue if you like. I always do prepare my cover before I do my signatures. Sometimes I make a batch of covers up and then decide what I'm going to put in them. So just take the tape off, like so, on all four sides. And then I take in the top and I kind of run it from the middle out to make sure it stays in. And don't worry if it's not even along there, because you are going to cover this over. So in, and then the sides. You can see you get no bits where you've got spaces in between. And you can use your, I'm really prepared for this because I can't find my bond folder. Oh, it's right in front of me. It's a good idea to kind of run that over just to help the tape stick right down. You can run your bond folder through these spaces between your page and your spine, and I just gently bring it up. Some papers, like designer papers, are a little bit funny when you do that. They actually split on the ends. I've had that quite a few times, and I've had that mainly with the expensive paper like Graphic 45. But I have seen little tips on how to stop your paper cracking by damping it slightly. So if you've got like a sponge or something, just slightly dampen the edge before you fold it over or crease it or whatever. Right, so now I decide what size, and what you need here as well is a pencil, and I had one of those, and I just took on it's right in front of me. Everything's right in front of me. It's because I kind of tidied up a little bit because I've just done a project. So you don't want it going right to the edges. And what you do is, now this one I need my paper to be 24 centimeters across by, I would say, this is a bit of an awkward size, so I would say 14.4 centimeters. If you're not worried about a millimeter, then fine, but I do at times. So right now I'm just going to find something, because I haven't decided what I'm going to put in there yet. And I actually just wrote on my scrap piece of this paper. So I'm just going to flick through again my paper pad, and this is Vintage Charm by My Mind's Eye, and it's really pretty. So I'm gonna, I think I'll, there's a little, I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a little tiny bit of like a pale, I'm not sure if it's pale green or pale blue because the lighting's not great. I'm gonna find something that will match that, I think. Let's see. I think I'll use this. For the inside, I'm just going to sit this to one side for a moment, and I'm going to use this trimmer. I do have a larger one, but I've got no room to get that out. So I'm looking for something to, is it 14.4, so that's 14.4 by 24 centimetres. Just make sure that's all lined up properly. I've got a habit of looking sometimes and it's slightly at an angle and then I wonder why nothing lines up. I'm just going to put some tape just around the edges. You can ink your paper up if you wish to. And at this precise moment I don't actually have any, well I think actually I might have a little tiny bit of tea or coffee dyed paper, so I may have to go and make a batch to make this because I'll probably fill it with that, or I might do something and actually not use coffee dyed paper. I'm just going to run a strip through the not the middle. I'm going to put 3 strips in here to secure this down. You can use wet glue, this is just my preference. And just use my craft knife again to get all the tape up. I am hoping that this isn't going to be well, not too many videos, because I can't set my camera up in here and I could video for hours on that. I just have no way of actually putting it because of the size of it and whatnot, and a tripod just cannot work, and my phone is just hooked up above my workstation on string hanging off a basket, and you know what, it's been, you know, I don't have any problems with it, but it only allows me to video for 15 minutes and upload onto YouTube, because I cannot for the life of me work out how to flip the video because I have my camera on reverse and I cannot work out how to flip it once it's on Movie Maker. So I'll just run that across there ever so gently and then just bring paper up, the page up, sorry, the cover up even, and then do the same with the other side. And that's me got my cover. So that was easy enough, doesn't take long. I'm going to leave this as part 1 because I'm now at 13 minutes and I don't want to start something and then stop. So I will be back in part 2 on what I'm going to do next. So stay tuned.